The new Dorn method practical application video is now available. You can get it through my website www.dornmethod.com. The video shows you the complete session, and it's a perfect tool for existing and future practitioners and instructors. It shows the complete Dorn session from rebalancing the hip joint, demonstrating the self-help possibilities using hand or towel. And you can see here the client is doing movements and apply the pressure by itself. It also can be demonstrated and done by the practitioners. Shown are different possible techniques. The practitioner gives an impulse onto the hip joint, and the client moves the leg from a lifted position down to a straight position. The Dorn method should be seen as a practical demonstration so the client can learn the self-help at home. For the knee joint rebalancing, we also give a demonstration to the client during a practical application, applying pressure onto the knee and moving it at the same time. The laying down position is completed with the ankle joint rebalancing. We apply pressure on the heel and move the foot. Everything demonstrated in the practical application is shown later as a self-help exercise as well. In standing position, the pelvis and the sacrum is checked using key points like the PSIS, and we follow the spinal structure upwards in standing position, and we communicate with the client the client learns all possible imbalances, and he learns or she learns all the techniques how this can be rebalanced. So the practical demonstration acts as a demonstration for the later self-help exercise. To rebalance, we give a gentle counter pressure to the front at the PSIS point or at other points in the sacrum, while the client is doing movements. Techniques can also be done, or actually should be done, in a passive and a neutral way, where the client is giving the resistance and the practitioner only acts as a stable point. The spinal column, we apply a gentle impulse pressure next to the spinous processes towards the middle, while the client swings the leg. We can do sliding motions to rebalance the whole area. Everything is also shown neutral and passive. The client learns how to deal with all these imbalances during a practical application. Applying techniques neutral allows the client to understand what happens when he actually does the self-therapy at home. The video shows also the different positions on a spinal model, so it's easier to learn all these details. The same is used in a practical session with clients. The upper thoracic spine is done in a sitting position, where we start at the brow line about thoracic 8. With gentle touch, we slide up and down and communicate with the client so she can learn all the imbalances and how they can be brought back into a better balance, applying again an impulse pressure while the client swings both arms, alternate front and back. Sliding motions are shown. The whole procedure is, of course, always repeated on the opposite side. This counts for all positions. Passive demonstration allows the client to learn and understand how the self-therapy, the self-help, is done at home, replacing the hand, for example, with the corner of a wall or any other tools. The higher position is very important, close to the neck. The client is doing also movements left and right with the head, swinging back and forth with the arms. Additional possibility techniques are shown, like how to treat humps or scoliosis spines, Everything is shown in detail when you demonstrate this to the client, so he or she can understand how it's done at home. Basic and advanced techniques are shown. We apply pressure at the neck area while the client is doing a no-no movement or nodding of the head. It's always the same principle. Counter pressure impulse is given by the practitioner. The client leans onto the hand and makes movements. All vertebra areas are done up to the atlas. It's all best done passive, so the client leans onto the head of the practitioner. The practical application of Dorn should only be done after you did hands-on training. However, this video course or this video demonstration is a good start into this subject. The video shows some details like for the neck rebalancing in slow motion, which is of course a more detailed way of learning, and it's a very good possibility to get familiar with all the steps. When you do the practical application with real clients, you should remember that everything you do serves as demonstration for the client, so they can learn the techniques for themselves when they do it at home, doing all these Dorn self-help techniques. Every other joint beside the spine can be rebalanced, for example the sternoclavicular joint. There's pressure onto the joint while the client makes movement, here in this case a rotating of the shoulder. AC joint as well, pressure is applied onto, the client swings the arm back and front when we apply this pressure, so the body can self-regulate, self-rebalance. Other joints are shown, like shoulder joint rebalancing. We give a counter pressure into the joint, then the joint is moved from a 90 degree to a straight angle. The same counts for the elbow. We give a counter pressure and move the joint back into a straight natural position. We show this as well on the wrist, on the ankle, and not on the ankle, sorry, the wrist, yeah. And the finger joints, of course, everything is shown in detail, including the base joint of the thumb, where we give pressure and do a rotating movement. Team J jaw is also shown to finish the Dorn session. There's different techniques shown, original Dorn and advanced techniques. We allow the joint to self-rebalance. It's not a manipulative therapy. The whole video is available online, as I said, on the website. Most important part of Dorn is the self-help. Self-help exercises are free, accessible through the website, but you can also get complete video instructions for the self-help through the website for purchase. The self-help is very important, and we should give all the clients handouts like posters or written, printed versions of the self-help before they go home. Thanks to Dieter Dorn, who developed this fantastic self-help method. Again, visit my website